Hello, I'm NeoGets, and welcome to TerraTech. Now I'm just going to restart the game because the tutorial will start each time you restart at the moment in this demo. So this is a first look at TerraTech. Now this is a game that I saw a couple of days ago up on Twitter, was being mentioned, and instantly fell in love with it. And so decided, do a video on it when I saw there was a demo. They literally just opened up on Kickstarter yesterday as well, and so I've backed that. Really looking forward to this one, really hoping they reach their goal, as just what I've seen so far in this demo is a great bit of fun. So I'm going to start with the normal mode, where you start with this little cockpit and get given a block. Very simple, drag and drop, it'll click on, and then the wheels will be given to you. So you can choose where you want to put them, but if you put them in the opposite directions to each other, so like if I had one hanging off the back or something, it would complain. It slows down the vehicle when you try that. So let's put the gun on top, and the vehicle is now complete. So if I hit B, I can now control this vehicle. Standard WASD controls, very simple. Steering is slower when you're moving forward, so just release W, spin round, continue on. Click and drag with the mouse for your camera controls. Now I'm just going to move the gun to the back, because this gun can actually fire in multiple directions, unlike the laser that my enemy's using, which can only fire in the forward direction. My gun can actually target the enemy, so I prefer to put it at the back, so that if I can get my hands on the enemy's laser, much simpler for me to fire it as well, as only being able to fire in one direction. If the laser is pointed the wrong way, then it will be trying to fire into the other one. Now, I'm just tilting up because we're on a hill. It's causing me a little bit of aiming trouble, but there we go, it got itself stuck, and we've blown up the cockpit. Now, that blue block, I'm not entirely sure what they're for. Different coloured blocks drop off the different items in the world as you drop them. So if I wanted to now, I can actually make my vehicle longer, attach the extra block and wheels to it. So let's do that before that enemy gets any notice that we're here, and head over towards the gun it dropped, if it hasn't despawned already. Nope, it's still there. So let's get the laser and chuck it on the front of our vehicle. Now, if you use the mouse scroll wheel, you can actually spin it around, but we're going to want to point it forwards, so that's what we're going to go with. Now, automatically it'll just fire forward as I'm holding space. The other weapon won't fire while it's blocked, but as soon as it's unblocked by me having an angle between me and the enemy, that's when it will come into its own, and that weapon will also take parts. So it's telling us the enemy's somewhere over behind these rocks, and there's a second enemy that way as well. So let's try not to get ourselves killed. Sometimes I do very well, sometimes I do absolutely terribly. There's multiple types of other vehicles around. Oops, this one's got itself stuck as well. Now, as I said, this is pre-alpha, so you've got to really be quite forgiving. It's another laser, which I'm not interested in. I'm interested in another one of these ones that shoot the little balls. So let's see what's hiding in these trees from us. Don't know why this block is glowing red. Some blocks glow red when you can't pick them up and put them on your vehicle, so I'm not sure why one that I've attached to myself is glowing, unless it's a damage status. Now, this doesn't actually have any weapons, this vehicle. This one is just trying to farm the materials that are around us. It's trying to cut the trees down. Trees cut into these red blocks, so there we go, we've destroyed that one. If we wanted to, we could attach the drill to us. That will damage anything that we can smash it into. While you're holding space, it will spin, so quite cool. Now, this is another one of these ones with the lasers on. So disable the gun quite quickly, and then just keep firing to take out the rest of the vehicle. As soon as the cockpit's destroyed, the enemy vehicle is down. So if we don't get one that's got another one of these special guns on soon, I will actually just swap to a different game mode to show you more of what's on offer in this game. If I just actually fire away at one of these, you'll see more blocks will break off. Once you've broken off enough blocks, they will actually destroy the item. And there is a block, a sort of tractor beam, that you can attach to your vehicle that will pick these things up and carry them around for you. Not aware that there's any purpose to that yet, but something neat that can be done. So, not sure what this vehicle is. I've not seen the block in the middle of this one. So let's keep taking out this thing. Get ourselves off this. You can see it's obviously just a bigger tractor beam than the one I've seen. It's picked up a block. It's carrying that around, so we've destroyed one of its many blocks. There are extra modules that improve your vehicle other than just weapons. There's rockets and things you can attach, which mainly come into their own when you're using... Sorry, my brain's failing on me. They mainly come into their own when you're flying, but are also quite useful for anything else. So yeah, this is a huge flatbed tractor pad. I could attach it to the front if I wanted to, and it will pick up multiple blocks as I get near them. Let me carry these around now. So if I had another pile somewhere that I wanted to deal with, I could take that over to them and get some extra help. Now here's another one. So we will take this out as well. But yes, because you end up with piles of blocks all over the map, the ability to actually pick them up and move them somewhere would be quite helpful. So let's just stop moving forward in order to spin. Keep making the mistake when I'm spinning of letting go of the weapons fire as well, which isn't what I intend to do, but it's just for some reason I automatically do it. So as you're in this mode right now, you seem to just go around collecting as many blocks as you can, building up your vehicle. Now I'm going to see if I can locate any of the other vehicle types that are around. I've seen a few of them before, but none of them have appeared yet. There's more than just this scale of block available. Now this one has a fuel tank on it, which is quite cool, and a cannon of some sort. Now that could be causing me a lot of damage. Let's get nearer the enemy again. Oh yes, it's been taking out all my wheels. I'm actually encountering an issue with that guy. So let's keep moving, get away from these, see if we can find another vehicle. As you can see, I'm still actually able to move with less wheels. Can cause you problems depending on the terrain you find yourself on, but it's not the end of the world to have hit more problems like that. You can always just find another vehicle, destroy it, and get your wheels back. Now, if you get into trouble, you can actually pick up your vehicle using the B button. Takes you back into the floating build mode that you started in. Much easier to get your vehicle rebuilt, put back together in order to keep going. So if I wanted to, just pop off that wheel and put it there, and I've balanced my vehicle again. It's not quite the same as it was, but it's getting there. So if I hit escape, you enter the pause menu, and I can hit on the rocket challenge and click start new. And here we go. You're given a load of parts. If I just free up the cockpit slightly, there we go. So here's us, and the challenge here is to fly as far as we can. Now at the moment it doesn't seem to save your best when you exit the game. I don't know if there's a plan for that in the future, as it's only really relevant against your current status anyway. So I'm going to build a 2 wide vehicle. Actually, if I build it 3 wide, I can put some of these on. So let's see what we can do with more blocks. So let's attach one of those, spin round slightly, attach one of those, and then, oops, sent something flying, I'm not sure what. Let's just attach that there for the moment while I'm spinning. Oh, there we go, perfect. Throw that away. Now I'm going to do that in order... Actually, don't need to do that. What are you? You're a left wing, which means, I believe, you want to go on that side of the vehicle. You're a right wing, so you go on that side of the vehicle. Now somewhere was that other... Nope, that's another left. We don't want him. That can fly off wherever it likes. There we go. We want to put on these mini wings that will also help. And now I'm going to attach to the back of the vehicle this great big rocket assembly and a little rocket assembly. Let's see if we can spin it to a direction we're looking for. Nope. It obviously wants to go that way up, so I'm going to attach it there instead. let's attach another set of wings, which will unfortunately increase the weight of the vehicle. Actually, throw that away. Put fuel on instead, and put a couple of smaller fuel cans on. So now we've got a very rudimentary, absolutely awful build here. These things are actually hover pads, help you just float over the terrain, but unfortunately every rocket I build in this mode is far too heavy, has big issues with that. So if I press shift, it fires the rockets. Press B, I can now throw a lot of this debris out the way in order to try and head forwards with this thing. Now they go through fuel incredibly quickly. If you want to, you can actually start pressing shift from that position and it will go. Now I've discovered I cannot fly these things for the life of me. I always manage to create one that spins even when I don't do this ridiculously lopsided attempt. So as you can see, I've unfortunately got stuck on the terrain here. Bit of a problem. You also have the option of loading a vehicle, so I can click the too wide one I made earlier. Doesn't work very well itself either, but there we go. This one actually has turning thrusters on it, so if I press shift, I can start moving. Unfortunately, the moment you sort of start to turn, you end up in a problem. So not doing very well at getting anywhere with this one, but you know, I hope in the future to be able to actually do something a bit better with the rockets. I think it's just me absolutely failing. Now, this button here takes a photo that lets you tweet. This is also how you save a vehicle. So, if I go to the load vehicle now, you can see I've got both of these options. They're the same vehicle, as I just took a photo of it in a different position, but so I think you can actually swap vehicles with other people by swapping the files that this creates, as this is actually creating little files in this game folder. So I get the feeling you can actually share those, which will be quite a cool thing in the future. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone that's tweeted out any builds in order to see if it would let me do that. I might see if one of my friends can show me one of these later and see if it will work. So if it does, I will add an annotation to the video letting you know that. Now, Checkpoint Race has a flying and a land version. Because I can't get any of these things to stay in the air, I'm going to just load up my pathetic little weapons vehicle here that I made earlier. It has an AI booster, which improves its tracking, 2 of the turrets that you start with, a couple of cannons, and then 1 of the lasers. So quite a lot of weaponry. Absolutely terrible at racing, but here we go. You pass through the checkpoint, and you can see the next checkpoint, and then the one after it up ahead as well. And you just follow this track, trying to avoid the trees and things in order to get the best time you can. There's some example times given for you to compete against. Now, this vehicle is absolutely terrible. Takes it about 1 minute 40, I think it was, I got earlier, to actually get through this track. It would take less if I hadn't got myself stuck on trees several times. But had a few issues with that earlier. Hit some trees, hit some rocks. Really just got caught on everything I could possibly get caught on. But as you can see, you can build quite a few different things. And if I actually restart it and hit new, then you'll see a huge pile of parts, including some of these other parts that I mentioned that exist. So if you want, you can attach rockets just to give yourself a lot of speed. Attach them as boosters rather than actually worrying about using them all the time. So you can attach wings if you want to, but it does want you to complete this one on the ground, and it wants you to complete the other one in the air. The checkpoints have a go at you if you try passing through with the wrong one. So if I wanted to, I could attach this huge block to my cockpit already and start to turn this into a ridiculously large vehicle. So let's do that. Press B and see how well this thing balances. Absolutely terribly from the looks of things, but it still lets me drive it, which is quite cool. So if I wanted to, I could actually attempt to take the race on with this thing. It's not going to do very well, but I can. So hit B, it will right myself again. Let me try again to clear the pile. Obviously, this is a terrible design, done purely just to show you that it was possible. So let's hit B, float up in the air again, and try attaching some things to the back, and maybe attach a couple of smaller wheels to that, which will enable us to balance a bit better. Don't know how this will work, but sort of a little bit like a tractor now. Much faster than the previous vehicle, but incredibly unstable as well. But it's quite cool, the things you can build. Lots of different things that you see running around with interesting designs. So this one, I believe, would actually complete the racetrack a lot quicker than the other one. But I'm not actually expecting the most amazing results from this one either. However, it definitely is faster, as you can see. So for the moment, I'm going to save that one and actually work on it later as to getting a vehicle that will actually complete this race quite effectively. But for now, I'm just actually quite enjoying messing around in the environment with all the different vehicles that you can build. Ooh, what's this? This is some sort of long block, but round. How unusual. Not many round blocks in the game, so if I wanted to, I could attach this booster, attach a bit of fuel, and now if I set the vehicle going again, try and clear some of the debris out the way, if I press shift, I get a bit of a boost to my speed from the rocket, just to help me move. If we get that thing out the way as well, there we go, we've cleared most of the debris now. Let's just float a second and clear off the rest of this stuff that's holding us back. There we go. And try again. So, nice normal movement, a little bit of extra speed if I turn on the booster, turn it off when I want to turn. Really probably shouldn't have headed into the trees with a vehicle this wide. That could have been a mistake, but we will attempt to make it through. There we go. So, can now, on the straights, attempt to do a lot faster and see if you can actually win the race using the occasional booster. So long as you've got no wings, your vehicle shouldn't attempt to take off. Other than, I think, bouncing over the tops of hills. I think that's about as much as it will do it. But you will run out of fuel if you try and hold it on. As you can see, I'm managing to do what I did on my first attempt at this and get myself caught on every bit of terrain detail that exists. But over time, you do get back some fuel. So you can use the booster again. It seems to recharge. I haven't found any indicators yet of how much fuel you've got, but again, I can't stress enough how this is a pre-alpha, that things really are not meant to be feature complete or fully working or anything at the moment. This is purely a demo of the sort of initial things in the game, and so a lot more to look forward to, and hopefully things that will be a little bit simpler to keep track of. But for the moment, tons of content to keep yourself entertained just in this demo alone. I've actually spent a lot of time on this game already today, really enjoying this. So if you've liked this video and want to see more, please download the demo. I will include the link in the description. And then if you enjoy that, please consider backing it on Kickstarter. I'd love to see this game get funded, as I think it really could be a great bit of fun. I'm going to say tons of fun already just at this point, if you just enjoy building little things and seeing if you can improve them against your own records each time. So hopefully I'll be able to beat one of these records in the future, but that won't be in this video. I'm going to sign off now. As I say, check the link in the description, and hopefully you fall in love with this game as much as I have. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!